What's going on here? The hyenas are at it again. I need to help that person.
Beautiful moves. Thanks.
Are you alright?
I'm fine, thanks to you two. Those pests are getting bolder. To think they'd come so close to the port. Hey, congrats!
Huh? What for?
The bounty for the White Lightning. It was personally issued by President Kolador.
Searching database. Still no results for Kolador.
The president of Banjus Industries. That doesn't ring any bells?
Search complete. Kolador, president of Banjus Industries. We can ask him about the area's Omnium Tower.
So you're not here for the bounty? Ah, then you must be here for the Grace Day Festival, right? If that's the case, then you're out of luck. There probably isn't much to see this year.
Why is that?
I've been here all day, and I haven't caught sight of any merchant ships entering the port. Just last year, it was packed around this time.
Did something happen here?
Probably the bandits. They've been real active recently and must have scared the merchants off. Wonder when President Kolador is gonna do something about it. Come on, it's not safe here. Let's get back to the port. Hey, this is your first time here, right? How about a tour? I'm Hilda, by the way.
We're from Astra. This is Mia. We're actually looking for someone who might have been here recently.
Zeke from Astra? Can't say I've seen him. There are a lot of new faces around town because of the festival. But I can tell my friends to keep a lookout for him. The more eyes, the better. Come, follow me.
Hey, long time no see, Hilda.
Theo, why are you out here without your bodyguard? What if your illness acts up?
I've been inside for too long. I need some fresh air. Don't worry. I always have my meds with me.
You're the heir to Banjus. You can't afford to be so careless. You won't hear the end of it if Mr. Kolador finds out.
Father, he's been up to his neck with something important lately. Barely even has enough time to see me.
Oh, is Mr. Kolador busy now? I was actually hoping to get some help from him.
Oh, can I be of any help?
Not for me, but for my new friends here from Astra. They're looking for a man called Zeke. By the way, I got attacked by White Lightning on the beach. Luckily, my new friends were there to save me.
Hello. I'm a friend of Zeke's. He may have been here recently.
I'm Theo, a friend of Hilda's. A pleasure to meet you.
Theo's dad, Mr. Kolador, is the president of Banjus Industries. If anyone here could find Zeke, it'd be him.
I'll go talk to my father. If your friend is indeed here, we will find him.
Theo, How many times have I told you, you need to inform me before going out, and never alone by yourself? Hurry along back. The doctor's still waiting to do your routine checkup. If everything's fine, you can still go to the festival tonight. Only if the doctor says you're fine. And this is?
This is my new friend from Astra.
Nice to meet you, President Kolador.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Kolador. As you can see, I'm very worried about my son's condition. Please look after him when you're together.
Father, they saved Hilda from White Lightning. About the bounty you put out earlier.
Oh, you defeated White Lightning? Young people these days truly surprise me. I don't have the reward with me right now, but don't worry. I'll send my people to contact you later. It can be installed in all types of weapons and analyze combat data on the fly to help you find the opponent's weaknesses. It's a new development, and we're looking for testers. You seem like a good candidate.
Father, one more thing. We're actually looking.
All right, Theo, that's enough for now. I have some things to attend to. Let's talk again tonight, okay?
Yes, Father.
Hilda, about President Kolador.
Mr. Kolador is a good person, but he can be quite stern at times. But I guess that's to be expected for someone in his position. Don't worry, Theo will talk to Mr. Kolador about finding your friend. The Grace Day Festival is tonight. Maybe the one you're looking for will show up there.
Speaking of which, what exactly is Grace Day?
Well, Banjus began as just a small remote settlement, and life was tough. One year, there was a famine caused by pests and attacks from monsters that almost wiped everything out. By some good graces, eventually, a merchant ship stocked with food docked here and saved everyone. That day then became Grace Day. And, as you must have guessed, that merchant is Mr. Kolador. Everything we have in Banjus is literally owed to him.
It looks like you really worship Mr. Kolador.
Of course, and there are lots of stories about him. Let me tell you all about them. Wow, it's really late. Time passes so fast.
Because you've been talking non-stop.
I know I tend to get like that sometimes. Hey, you're still looking for your friend, aren't you? I'll take you to my friends. Come.
Hey, Hilda. Long time no see.
Hey, Kelly. How's business?
Why? You want your old job back?
Huh? I thought you don't like me eating the merchandise on the job.
I'm not saying you can't have some, but you do have to do your job first. Stop giggling like a fool. So, what brings you here today?
A small favor. We're looking for someone called Zeke. If you saw him...
Sounds like a handsome young man. Could this Zeke be... you know?
Huh? No, not at all.
I better keep this from Harry, so I don't break his heart. My poor brother.
I told you no. And what does Harry have to do with anything? By the way, where is he?
Harry is no kid anymore. so he's in charge of his own shop this year. He should be right below.
By himself? That crybaby? You sure that's a good idea?
Can't disagree with you there. Well, can you drop by and check on him for me? I'm too busy to go myself.
All right, I'll take care of that while you keep an eye out for Zeke.
Of course. Here, 2 fried chicken meals for you. On the house.
Hilda? Is that really you?
Huh? Harry the crybaby? Kelly is worried about you, so she sent me here. Look at you, frowning. What happened?
I'm not frowning. Nothing happened. Just that there are too many things to do. A new shipment came, but I don't have time to pick it up. There's still a crate of cargo at the port.
Are you slacking off again? The shipment came in yesterday.
But I can't do it alone. Hilda, can you please?
Hold on right there. I'm not cleaning up after you. No way.
Hilda, I can go fetch the cargo, but about Zeke.
Oh, fine. It's a fair deal, and Harry can't complain about me bullying him again. Just drop the cargo off at the front of the store. Hey, crybaby, you better thank us for being so nice.
I'm not a crybaby. I'm not a baby anymore. What? It's done already? Thank you so much.
Piece of cake. Where did Hilda go?
Info. Hilda went to the port to respond to a request for help. The helping request was issued by a girl called Ants. Ant's balloon got caught on a streetlight.
How long has she been gone?
It was just now, about half a minute. You should be able to catch up to her.
Hey, you're here.
What is it? Why are you upset?
I can't seem to reach the balloon up there. You got some moves. Can you help?
Leave it to me.
Thank you. On behalf of little Anne, it's nice to get something lost back.
You're quite a kind person.
Well, people gotta be kind to each other, right? Crow came to me just now. He said there was a problem with the lights for the celebration, and we needed to call someone to repair them.
Planner? Who's...
Like fireworks, lanterns are part of the festivity. That's the way every year. Everyone's looking forward to it. But to see both, we have to help Crow fix the circuits. I was going to take a break, but since this is for celebration, why don't you come too?
Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Hilda. You found help.
This is my new friend from Astra who volunteered to help fix the lanterns.
Hello. What can I do to help?
The earthquake shorted out the converters. I'm worried the lanterns will burn out, so I need them inspected. But it's urgent to fix the converter, so can you check the lanterns? Just 5 of them will do.
That's it?
I got this.
Thanks much. Guess I'll go show Mia around now.
Thanks. I just got done myself.
I made the round, but not sure if I fixed it.
Oh, that's easy. See that switch over there? Flip it and see how well you did.
Then I shall. Hope everything's fine.
Happy Prayer Day.
Is that Zeke?
How are things?
Please be assured that everything has been arranged, my lady.
If they aren't willing to cooperate, you know what to do.
Yes, my lady.
Go then. We've been followed, and I need to take care of that. Why don't you show yourself? Having trouble keeping up, kid? I don't hate you. But you must remember your manners when you ask a question next time.
You're finally awake. It seems someone's ambushed you. Was Zeke there?
No, I couldn't see Zeke. That woman knew I was following. They seemed to be plotting something, but I couldn't make out what they were saying.
Testing. You're in bad condition. I recommend you return to Banja's dock for mending.
Hey, where were you? The celebration is almost over. You missed so many fun things.
I spotted Zeke.
Isn't that who you're after? Did you catch him?
No, I lost him.
Really? That's too bad. But look at the bright side. At least you know Zeke is here.
But
Come on, don't get yourself in a funk. It will get better. It's been a long day, so we should stop for now. I'll take you to see Theo at the Banjas headquarters tomorrow.
all right. It's time for a break anyway.
Follow me. I'll take you to the hotel in town.
Welcome. Are you here for a room? We only got one left, and it's at a special holiday rate.
Morning. How was your stay last night? I'll take you to the Banjas headquarters now then.
The Banjas Tech headquarters? Do they allow non-employees to enter the building?
Of course. The residential area is rather lively. Many family members of the employees live there. The manufacturing area is a little more mysterious, though. I wonder if we'll get to see it. Wait, something isn't right.
What happened here?
I don't know, but looks like some sort of trouble. The defenses are rarely on in Banjas. Don't tell me the Ravagers or Aberrants are coming. But Mr. Kolador would have told us to take shelter.
What now? Should we still try to find Theo?
Yeah, follow me. I know a secret passage in.
Looks like a battle took place. Who are the invaders?
Heirs of Ida. I've seen them outside of town before. Look, they're capturing people.
I'll deal with them. You go hide.
Thank you for saving me. Those things attacked us during a celebration last night. We've been trapped in here since then.
Where's security? Is anyone else taken?
No idea. The attack caught us all in surprise. I didn't even get a good look at what happened.
Go and tell others on the docks. I'll look for survivors.
Watch your back. There must be more of them.
Are you here to rescue us? Oh, thank heavens.
Who are you? And where's Mr. Kolador?
I work here, but I don't know where Mr. Koladar is.
Where's security? Why didn't they alert the docks?
The heirs of Ida launched the raid at night and caught us by surprise. They also got a lot of plants on the security team.
What about the headquarters? Is it taken over completely?
I didn't hear any more fighting after the celebration ended last night, so I'm afraid.
What's that sound?
Oh no, you must have drawn the attention of their main force.
Don't worry, I'll handle this.
There's just one of them. Great for practice. Swift, go ahead.
Don't go. You have to protect us. Don't go. You have to protect us.
They don't look too strong, so I should take the initiative.
Swift lost? No way. Kalina, your turn.
Really something. Let's go in. We're not good enough.
Are you alright? Did you find Theo?
Theo and Kolador are very likely trapped in the Banj's tech headquarters. I'm about to go in and look around.
Let me go with you.
No, it's too dangerous. You should go back to town and tell everyone. We can't take on that many intruders alone.
Alright, but be careful.
This table is getting old. Look, the paint is chipped here and there.
You, and you. Keep an eye on the basement.
Stop!
Don't move!
Who are you? How come I've never seen you before? Guess you didn't have much luck either. I'm Ko, Mr. Kolador's assistant.
Do you know where he and Theo are being held?
I don't. After the heirs of Ida took over the place, they split us up to different places. I'm not sure which room they're in.
This is not good.
Don't worry about that. We should be figuring out how to get out of here.
Do you have any ideas?
I know the circuits for this room and I can open that door over there. But the guards outside, however...
Leave that to me. You just open the door.
Will do. See that disconnected cable? Connect them for me so I can use the control panel. Don't tell me you're just gonna charge the way out. There are still plenty of guards out there.
You have better plans?
Why don't you switch clothes with this guy and pretend you're one of them? So you can figure out the exact situation.
That will work. What about you?
I'll stay behind so they're not alerted.
I don't think they can see through my disguise. Are they?
I've told you already. You can't get anything out of me.
You're security for Banjis?
What now?
Heirs of Ida send a fool for interrogation?
Calm down. I'm not with Heirs of Ida. I'm here to free you, so work with me.
You're not one of them? Why should I believe you?
Theo invited me. You don't have to believe me, but I'm your only option here.
Fine. I'm Leon, Captain of Security. What do you want me to do?
I need to know Mr. Calidor and Theo's locations. Any clues?
I know they're keeping Theo on the second floor, but not sure which room.
They set an alarm for the entryway to the second floor. Can you shut it off?
There's a switch in the monitor room next door. Luckily, they missed the backup keycard on me. Here, take this. Also, you can fool the guards, but watch out for those aberrated hounds. Those things have sharp noses. The stairway faces the infirmary. You should find anesthetics in there for those hounds. Please don't let me down. You're Mr. Calidor and Theo's last hope.
The surveillance has been disabled. You can proceed to the next floor. There are sounds coming from the last room. I should take a look. Oh no. Did the dogs catch my scent? Leon says there are tranquilizers in the room on the left side of the second floor.
Why are you here? It's not chow time yet.
The chief's dogs are hungry and I'm here to get something to feed them.
Weren't they just fed? Fine. There's some leftover meat from yesterday over there. Go grab a chunk. It's not fresh, but still too good for them monsters. Man, all you got hollow legs. Go feed the dogs before they start biting again.
We caught the intruder, my lord. We did not find anyone else.
Good. How about Calidor's interrogation? Any news?
Calidor already told us where the Astrum is located, and asked us to free Theo.
Pass that information to those that are outside immediately, and ask them to find Astrum. As for Theo, we can't let him go until we have what we want.
Yes, sir, I will. Who goes there? Guards! Here.
found you at last, Theo.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to rescue you. Where's Mr. Kolador being kept?
They locked him in the basement. You go in from the first floor. They wanted to find out something from him. How did you get in with so many guards outside?
I ran into a security guy named Leon downstairs. He gave me a keycard.
Leon's still alive? That's great.
Stick close to me, and let's go get your father.
No. Just leave me here. They have the whole place on lockdown. I'll only be your burden. If you can get my father out, he'll come up with a way to save me. Please.
Are you okay, Mr. Kolador?
You? I already handed the Astrum over to the heirs of Ida. I had no choice since they held hostages.
We'll worry about that later. Let's get you out of here.
What about Theo? Have you seen him? I can't leave my son behind.
Theo is being held on the second floor under tight watch. I didn't get a chance to bring him.
Let's go. I must get him out and rally the people on the docks to take the headquarters back. I need to find my son. Have to go back and get help from the port.
I heard you're getting into trouble again, kid.
How did you get here, Franz?
I asked Mr. Franz for help. Do you know each other?
Of course we do. What's the situation in there?
I found Mr. Kolador and Theo, but couldn't free them yet. And the Astrum.
Let me guess. Kolador handed the Astrium over to the heirs of Ida?
How did you know?
That's not the only thing I know. Heirs of Ida got a spy on the docks. Too bad he got away before security could get there.
Speaking of that, I saw someone whispering surreptitiously in the lower docks before. That might be the spy you mentioned.
I'll stay behind to help the guards deal with the leftover heirs of Ida. You and Mia should go for the investigation.
What's this? I think Franz might know. Franz, I found these.
This is getting complicated.
What's wrong?
We've cleared the building and caught all the intruders, but I didn't find Theo and Mr. Colador.
Did the heirs of Ada sneak them away in the chaos?
According to one of the captives, the battle began before they even reached Colador and his son. So no one knows where they've been taken to or by whom. The biggest suspect is still the heirs of Ida. The notebook you found points out their local hideouts, and there's quite a lot.
I'll check all those places and hopefully we'll find Theo and others.
I'm coming with you.
Stop making a scene, Hilda. We've still got other things to do.
Oh? What is it?
If the heirs of Ida found Astrum already, we'll have to go to Plan B. Colador banned Astrum trading around the local docks, but you can still find reserves in the black market nearby. Hilda, you and Mia come with me. Let's scope out the black market. Act smart about things, okay?
What are you trying to get at?
That's it then. Dismissed.
Looks like the heirs of Ida doesn't have Colador or Theo. Who took them then? There has got to be more to this. I should talk to Franz at the black market.
Any good news?
Good, you're here. So, did you find Theo and Mr. Colador?
Nope. From the leads I got, it wasn't the heirs of Ida that took them.
And the Astrum reserves that Kolador told them about was a lie too, is it?
And you already know that again?
It's obvious. Those heirs of Ida were running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Well, I'm at a dead end. What about you?
See that guy over there? That's Hopkins. And if I'm correct, he's got Kolador's Astrum. He's a notorious smuggler and a devious dealer. You can get all sorts of off-limits contraband in Banj's port from him.
Why didn't Mr. Kolador lock him up?
Lock him up? The man did a lot of dirty work for Kolador. Don't take your Mr. Kolador for some kind old guy.
Are you saying Mr. Kolador slipped Astrum to Hopkins to sell underground for a greater profit?
Whoa, don't put words in my mouth. The only way to find out is to talk to that guy.
Meaning, you want me to do it?
Well, he knows me. And Hilda's too young and green. I bet that she can't even speak in front of that sly fox, so...
Ah, a new face. Welcome to my business. What would you like? Pickup? Who do you work for? You work for him. You're looking for Astrum, right? How come I never saw you before? Huh, you obviously know who I am, but I know nothing about you. This ain't fair. Trust carries a cost. In my trade, we must weigh that with care. Prove you don't even work for Koldar. No sincerity, no deal. Yeah, I get it. Things are happening. I don't want trouble, and I can get what you want, but it's a two-way street. I have a client looking for some quality iron ore, but my supplier just ran into problems and got held up. So, 5 pieces. Get them, and then we'll talk. You got them already? That was fast.
I got the ore you wanted. Now do your end of the bargain and give me the Astrum.
Hold just a minute. I never said I have the Astrum.
What do you mean? Are you kidding me?
I said it was a two-way street. Or did you really think you could trade for Astrum with a mere handful of iron ore?
What else do you want me to do?
I want you to deliver an important shipment, but the buyer and I, well, had a few misunderstandings, so I shouldn't show my face. The reception point agreed on is the base of the Omnium Tower. Don't fret, the guy didn't know I'm the seller. You should hustle now.
You got the goods? Show me!
Isn't it dangerous for a kid like you to be out here by yourself?
Who you calling a kid? Do you know who I am? Never mind, you're not worth it. Tell your boss this is not bad tasting. The next order will be in soon.
Fine. Bye.
He said it tasted good, and ordered more too? Ha! What a foreign simpleton.
Stop digressing. Where's the Astrum?
Oh, I do have them. Or more accurately, someone entrusted them to me.
Was it Mr. Kolador?
You didn't hear that from me. Anyway, the bigwig client instructed me to deliver the Astrum to a specified location. That's all I can say.
Where was it?
Oops, I seem to have forgotten.
Why, you...
Though for a businessman like me, I jot down every crucial detail in the ledger, including the location. But unfortunately, I misplaced it inside the ruins in the mountains on my last expedition. So if you can retrieve it...
Bear in mind, this is the last time.
Alas, you made it to here.
What's going on, Mr. Calidor?
I'm sorry, but I can't hand you the Astrum. Theo's transformation is almost complete, and I need the energy from it.
Transformation? What did you do to Theo?
What any father would do. Give him a full lifespan.
What are you talking about?
Theo has only a half year left in his life. His body is ravaged with afflictions, just like his mother before she died. Anna, I couldn't save her, but I promised her our son would grow up happy and healthy. I just need to give him a healthy body, and I will.
Come to your senses! This will only hurt Theo along with everyone else!
Warning. Energy transfer reaching critical mass.
You can't stop me! I promised! I promised!
Energy transmission limit exceeded.
Theo!
Zeke!
Calidor had a chance to work with us to save Theo, but he refused. And you saw what happened.
Zeke! You can't trust them!
Number 2, take me to see him.
Ha!
Theo, my son.
You're seriously hurt, Mr. Calidor!
Not only am I a failed husband, a failed father as well. Go to 201. See Sean, he's got what you want. Forgive me.
How's it looking there?
Did you find Theo and Mr. Calidor?
Mr. Calidor is hurt badly and requires immediate attention. As for Theo, I'm sorry, Hilda.
No, it can't be. Can't be.
We're too late.
Franz, I ran into Zeke and that cyborg woman in there.
I knew they had something to do with this. Okay. I'll get to the bottom of Zeke's whereabouts. However, shutting off Omnium Tower is the pressing issue. Did you find the Astrum?
Found the Astrum, but it's depleted and has to be recharged. Mr. Collidor mentioned Sean in 201 has what we're looking for. But what is 201?
I think he meant Shelter 201, southeast side of Banges Port. Quite a distance from here. I'll mark it on your map. Check it out as soon as possible. Let me know if you find anything.
Sorry, I don't recognize you. Are you from out of town?
I'm from Banges. Is this Shelter 201? I need to speak with your leader.
That will be me. My name is Bailing.
Banges has not heard from you for days. What happened?
The hyenas attacked us, and we're down to our last power supply, food, medicine, and water. The comm is also too damaged to contact anyone.
I need you to help me find someone named Sean. Mr. Collidor told me this is where he is.
Sean? But we don't have a Sean here. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'll ask around.
Thank you. Meanwhile, I can help you with problems in the shelter. Just let me know.
Water supply is currently our biggest concern. The only purifier broke down and needed a new filter. On top of that, there's no power supply to run anything. The hyenas hijacked all of our spare parts. We have to get the filter back.
No problem. Just give me their coordinates, and I'll get the stuff back for you.
Thank you. As soon as the power supply is restored, the purifier will start working again. The shelter has a total of 3 wind turbines. They're all damaged during the attack, but we don't have the tools to repair them.
But what about our lack of tools?
We lost all of our inventory during the attack. We'll just have to try our luck in Banges.
Suggestion. We can return to Banges and ask Crow for help with tools.
Please, I'll keep my ears to the ground for news on Sean for you.
Good to see you again.
I'm wondering if you can help me with something. The wind turbines at 201 are broken. Do you have any tools that we can use to repair them?
201. Oh, where Bailing is. Did something happen again? As for tools, let's see. Do have a set. Here, take it.
Oh, thanks.
Don't mention it. Just think of it as thanks for fixing the lanterns. Anyway, you should go back. They're waiting for you, aren't they?
It's done. I wonder if Bai Ling found any clues.
Let's go back and ask her.
I fixed all 3 generators, so the shelter should have power now.
Great. We have clean water again. About Sean, I asked around, but no one's heard of him.
Did I get the name wrong and it wasn't Sean?
There's another possibility. Not too long ago, several miners dropped by the shelter. All of them fled the Crown Mines. I barely knew them, but maybe one of them is who you're looking for? You can check out their temp housing over there.
Hi, do you know a Sean Garville?
Chucky? Where's my Chucky?
Chucky? I was wondering if you knew a Sean Garville. Do you know where he is? Well, never mind. I'll ask someone else.
Tell Chucky to come back! It's not safe out there!
Sean? We don't have anybody by that name here.
Description: he is one of the miners who fled the Crow mines with you.
One of the miners. I know Armadillo, Tamir, and Redford, but I don't know a Sean.
Okay, thanks. I'll try someone else.
Sean? I do know a Sean, but probably not the Sean you're looking for, since he died years ago. As for him being a miner, you sure you got the name right?
Maybe I did get it wrong. Did Sean not use his real name either? Just great.
It might have been in the diary. Brian, we should ask Bailing.
So, did you find Sean?
I only found his journal, and anyone who might know him said they didn't. So maybe he's here under another identity.
A false identity?
The only clue I have is a kid named Brian. He's living in the shelter. Do you know where he is?
You're looking for Brian? Well, I have no idea where he is either. You can ask his mother, Olivia.
You don't look like you're from around here. What trouble did Brian get into this time? I told him to stay home for a couple of days and not to run around.
Actually, we just want to ask him a few questions, that's it.
He's on the lawn behind the house. Just turn the corner and you'll see. Would you like me to take you?
It's okay. Thank you. Are you Brian?
Unless there's a new kid named Brian in the neighborhood, that would be me. You fixed the water purifier, right? I saw the whole thing. You wouldn't happen to be from Banj's dock, are you? I know you're here to see someone, but you asked the wrong guys. Uncle Ray and Moto have no idea who Sean is. As for Granny Linda, she's been off her rockers ever since Charles went missing, and treating Sean like her lost son.
You know Sean?
Of course. He goes by the moniker Armadillo here. See that big warehouse over there? He's inside. But Miss Bailing doesn't let anyone get close. The security cams in the warehouse ran out of juice a long time ago. No one knows what's going on in there.
Why is he confined?
It's not just him inside. Many who are badly wounded or with damaged suppressors are in there too, waiting for provisions from Banjis. Hopefully it's not too late for them. If you want to see Sean, you gotta go through Bailing first. The guards will let you in only with her permission.
Huh? Miss Bailing, we located Sean. He goes by Armadillo here and is confined in the warehouse.
He is Armadillo? Ryan told you everything, didn't he? Unfortunately, Armadillo has...
He didn't make it?
That's not it. When the power came back on, I checked the security camera and they already changed.
By that, you mean aberration, Miss Bailing?
I figured if the provisions from Banjis get here in time, they'll be saved. But now...
You know what we have to do if they mutated.
But they were my friends. I just can't...
They're no longer who you know. You can't keep monsters in the shelter forever.
All right. I'll get them to open the warehouse. Please help us deal with the... monsters.
The aberrants in the warehouse escaped.
Don't panic. I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to lead you through this disaster. But these monsters are no longer our companions. We must eliminate them. Thank you. We're safe now, but Sean...
He accomplished his mission.
All of the Fallen were once my friends. I'll never forget the sacrifice they made. I'll do my best as a leader. I won't let anyone down.
You will certainly be an excellent leader, Miss Byling.
Thank you for everything you've done for us. The rebuilding is just getting started. You'll always be welcome here.
I shut off the Omnium Tower in Banges, Franz. Got any news on Zeke?
They went to Cetus Island in Navia, probably seeking that neurotic Dr. Claire. That woman was a researcher for Hykros, before feuding with higher-ups over some issues and striking out on her own. She single-handedly built Cetus Island and created a bunch of weird dolls, then started her research in hiding. Yeah, another scientific weirdo. He wasn't seriously hurt, but what happened to Theo traumatized him emotionally.
Mr. Kolador said he's very grateful to you, and that he's too ashamed to see us. He can't forgive himself for what happened with Theo.
People always come to their senses only after doing something foolish. Kolador needs time to repent. Hope that will be soon. This place can't run without him.
Are you leaving?
Yeah, we still got business to take care of. We can't stick around. Let's split up. You take Cetus Island. I'll go back to Hykros and see if the higher-ups can help.
Retrieving records. Dr. Claire served as a high-level researcher for Hykros. The research results were widely used in the early development of smart servants.
Did Dr. Claire make you too?
Retrieving records. Mia. Me. Data lost. Unable to retrieve Mia's original record.
Don't you want to talk to the doctor?
Negative. Records show that Dr. Claire has a strange temper. I do not wish to engage her in conversation.